Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Shane, if you haven't been here before. Sorry, that would have been a bit loud. I just put my face very close to the microphone. If you haven't been here before, welcome. And if you're a returning person, thank you for coming back. We do this stream every Friday at 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock. And it is called SketchClub. And in SketchClub, we do a sketch of sorts. And we try to do different subject matters most weeks, or different processes, or different artists. Just to build our knowledge in our library, visual library. So today, we're going to have a look at a picture that I shot from out back here. It's a photo of some deer. And I'm using this as a process study. I'm working on an oil painting. And I've done a little bit of work on it already, just sort of the base layers down and blocking in the composition. So what I wanted to do today was have a little bit of a look at that in a digital form. So it's a great part of the process to work digitally and sort of make a bunch of mistakes, explore color options and compositions, and make all your mistakes in digital where it's free and you can erase it easily, and do all that before you get over to the canvas. So if that sounds cool, stick around because that's what we're doing today. I might show you the final canvas if I get it done by next week for the oil painting. I've been doing a lot of oil painting. There was a period there this last week or so I was pumping out one per day. Just little sketches just to kind of get back in the swing of, you know, setting up the brushes and cleaning and all that sort of stuff, and setting up a comfortable environment where you can paint and just sort of capture some photos and then paint from those photos. It's been really good for me to add that to my process, especially here in the winter. It's pretty cold, but the snow is beautiful, so we have the chance to stay indoors and do something creative. Now, if you haven't heard about JR Art Lab before, we are a digital art studio and we do digital workshops. Check out our website, www.jrartlab.com. We do things like graphic design, digital painting, 3D sculpting and modeling and printing, film, photography, script writing, podcasting. If you would like to learn some kind of creative digital technology, reach out to us. Please also like and subscribe and share this if you have some use for this. You think there's people that you know that would enjoy this. It's free here every week on the Friday. If you've got ideas too, you can submit them. Send us your ideas for what you would like us to paint. You can also send your sketches to me. On my next screen here, you'll have my, what is that called? Email address. I was just thinking, brain doesn't really do two things at once, does it? Like, you can pretend that it does, but I don't really think it does. So I'm copying this link here just for a second. Now we're live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. So I'm putting the link into the chat here for our concept board. And you'll be able to get the reference photos from the concept board if you want to download those and sketch along with us. Let's get going. Okay, so there's my email above my head there if you would like to send us your sketch. So let's have a quick look at, I already went through a bunch of these. I think we did it a few weeks ago too, somewhere here. I've got a bunch of these photos that are from around my area. We've got some deers, we've got some beautiful blue and white snow, some forest type stuff. Some of these I've already done oil paintings of, just oil sketches. Okay, so I also worked out for myself what I think a sketch is. Now, I used to think about this because sometimes you hear things called a sketch, like an oil painting. How can it be a sketch? It's a painting. But I realized, to me, what it is when it's not, it hasn't gone through that creative process. Meanings it can be it doesn't have to just be a pencil sketch on a piece of paper. That's very, like, first brain thoughts about what a sketch is. But it could be, you know, first oil, kind of figuring it out. Okay, so here is the original photo. Okay, and that's a mama and a baba. Now I like the light on this mama. I like the light dark in the background here. We've got this nice warm and cool going on. We've got a lot of hard and soft edges going on. We've got textures. So what I did first was I cropped it down just to take out the bubba. And I'm sort of focusing on this one deer here. I like the way it's turned its head. I like that it's got the light coming from that direction, which is quite strong. And you've got some interesting shadows here on the rocks, and then everything else is in shadow. And you've got this yellow snow here in the foreground with the blue snow in the shadow areas. So that's what we're going to have a look at. Now, what I did to help us out a bit too was to part of the process I will do is play with our black and white adjustment filters to sort of bump up the black and white areas to choose what's going to be dark and what's going to be light. Like you can see, this doesn't quite match. If you just grayscaled this image, it wouldn't look exactly like this. Some of these areas are darker, some of these areas are lighter. But yeah, so this you can do this on your iPad too. I think this one I did just with some kind of black and white adjustment filter on the iPad where you've got little sliders. And I did the crop, I think, in the iPad too for this one. So that was a kind of focus on this one deer. All right, so we're going to keep these around, mainly that one there. Now you can just go to the SketchClub 2025A through that link that I put in the chat there, and you can have a look at that. So, let me get some coffee and then we're going to get going. Oh, I'm a little bit out of sorts at the moment. We've just had to send our adorable puppy Shiba Haku to a trainer because he's starting to get a little bit too aggressive. Well, the trainer said not aggressive, so I shouldn't use the word aggressive because it's not aggressive. He has fear-based aggression. So when he's afraid of something, he just needs. He's only a baby, so he's only a year old. He's just got to get some more life experience and work out that things aren't going to hurt him. And so he's doing some intense training, and also he needs to listen to us a little bit more, I think. A bit of respect training, but we miss him, and yeah, it's tough being a parent, even if you're parenting a dog. So he's gone to puppy school. We won't see him again till next Friday. Okay, so what are we going to use today? Let's go. Don't we have this? Yes, let's start off with Shane's palette knife. Okay, I've tried a different setting here on this. I haven't got any magic on the background though, so let's just throw on a little canvas texture. Let's try that one. Okay, and we have it. Good. I will put that underneath my layer here, and that's one big texture, so that's good. We'll just leave that there, and we'll paint over this one. Now we do usually have a bit of a grey background, so let's see if we can't adjust this with a multiply. So I think we might tone the background slightly warm. Oh, up here. What am I doing? Alright. Okay, so we'll probably just start off with a bit of a rough in. Oh, we haven't got any palette yet, so let's clear off the palette. Let's get some colors going. Alright, let's get going. Alright, you can chat in the chat if you would like to. I'm going to start off with something just a bit dark to block in our... Now there's one bit here that I will talk about. I was struggling a little bit with my first sort of sketch here because there's kind of a weird thing happening with the leg here. If you have a look at the leg is the belly is kicking out in front of the leg that's closest to us on the back end, which is pretty unusual. You would think that I guess it's because the leg is further back there, but you know, it does look a little bit weird in the artwork. It looks like the leg's sort of, something's wrong. I think it sticks out. So I was making maybe an executive decision here that we might just put that belly behind. There's a ladybug crawling on my screen in the middle of winter. Well, not in the middle. I guess we're getting closer towards the end now, actually. I think this weekend, happy news for us. As much as I love the snow, there is a point when I'm done. And I have reached that point and I am done. I do not want to plow the snow anymore. I do not want to shovel the snow anymore. I would like a break. Or at least let me switch to shoveling soil. You know, it's funny. Before I lived in this kind of homestead kind of life, I had no idea how much time I would spend with my shovel. My shovel is definitely a crucial element of living. Unless you're kind of rich, I suppose you could have there's these cool robot snow plows. I quite like them. In my dreamland, I own one of those, and you can set them up and they will just go and plow. They map your land, and then they use like Google Earth or something, and then they just follow the same trajectory every time it snows and just tidy it all up for you. I think we need those type of robots. That's funny, isn't it? I would love one of those robots. just going to keep it nice and loose today and let it be a little bit messy. And I'm dropping the greenhouse or the hoop house or the tunnel, whatever you want to call it, in the background there. That is not coming into my picture because they're not exactly beautiful. Let's get a little bit experimental and see what else we've got in the paint. Palette knife 1, let's see what you do. Oh, you're that really big one. No. Oh, oil soft edge, no. Oil rich. Oil round. Let's try that. Yeah, let's have a look at oil round for a bit. See, the problem with these brushes is the sizes are all messed up. I need to go through all of them. And I just can't go through all of them. That's why I've got my little Shane's adjusted, recreated, textured brushes. See? Because I can use the original one, use the texture out of it, and then change the settings. So I think we might just stick with this one. Kyle's brushes are great though, don't get me wrong. But I don't think they ported over so well from Photoshop into Alright, let's just go some big shapes here. Alright, I think I'm going to put in a little bit of BG. Okay, that one's causing a little bit of lag, so let me try this one. That's better. And this one's got a nice canvas texture too, so win-win. Okay, so we're going to go all the way up to there. It looks like the paint density is a bit low though, so let's go up there. There's another thing I was working on when I was changing adjusting the brush settings is that, you know, sometimes they have just like one setting that needs to be adjusted, and then you don't have to deal with the I love that. For this though, let's try this wet. We like wet. I like wet. I like a wet in wet. Alright, we might switch back to the deer for a little bit. Did I switch layers? Did I switch layers? I did. Very good. Oh, oh, oh. I want to add to this. I think we need something in between those two. Question. Have you ever investigated what you do with your non-dominant hand while you're painting? I feel like maybe I talked about this before, but it's quite funny when I catch myself doing it. My left hand, I kind of make this kind of shape, and then I put it at my heart, and it's so weird. I don't know, it happens completely involuntarily, but it's quite funny, and I'll catch myself doing one of those painting mudra, I'm gonna call it the painting mudra, and oh my goodness, that's such a funny term. It really feels like a painting mudra though. Like it just, it's just what it is. How are we doing for time? Plenty of time yet. Very good. You know when you just chill out, I feel like you get more time, right? Sometimes I get a technical issue and then I get a bit stressed out, or the painting doesn't go very well and I'm getting stressed out, and that happens too. Stress is very unhelpful for a painting to me, I think. But I do think, it obviously performs the role. I really like this bit of the painting, actually, of the photograph. There's like a nice kind of hard rim light kind of effect going on with a lot of the deer from the left side, and on the nose and up the ridge of the head. There's actually quite a bit in there, and quite a bit in there. Alright, how's that looking? Get in there, getting along. Okay, now we might go back to the background for a little bit and start putting in some of these lighter uh-oh, that's on the foreground, isn't it? Oh well, that's right, we can switch back. The next week's going to be rough without Haku. My brain just keeps missing him. It's not like we're on vacation, you know. If you send your dog to a boarding place when you're going on vacation, it's probably a little bit less, you know, worrisome. One, you're on vacation, and two, you're not worried about his behaviour. You know, you're worried about him, you're worried about other dogs. But I also wanted to talk about it because, you know, this is real life, and we have our vulnerabilities, and it's a very interesting love and compassion. I still, you know, I've studied quite a lot of Buddhism for a long time now, and I still can't work out some of the basic stuff. How does one be compassionate and not suffer? How does one be compassionate and not suffer and worry like a mother does? Because they often talk about how you know, unconditional love or great compassion is like a mother loving a child. It's even if that child was to become a psychopath murderer, the mother would never stop loving that child, because, you know, they think in Christian faith it's the same kind of love God would have for his people.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hang on a minute, what am I on? Yep, I'm on the front. Good. Every now and then I have to just review because I can forget. Okay, let's kill off the background for a second and just check on our little deer.
You know they're out there, don't you?
You know they're out there, don't you? Are you out there, people? How's about all this alien stuff going on lately? Anybody else getting into that? You click on a bit of TikTok alien stuff and you end up with a bunch. The drones, and I'm sure the drones were even on the news. I'm sure everyone's heard about those. Okay, well, how are we going to simplify this forest? I think we want to get this palette knife. I really like this brush because you've got thick and thin, and you can even adjust the angle on it, so I can go like different directions. and turn my arm and it becomes thicker and thinner. Simplify, simplify, simplify. Now what am I going to do with this made up area over here on the side? I mean, this one's not so bad. We can just continue this down. We can just continue that down. I wonder how much of that background is coming through. Yeah, look at that. Interesting, huh? Should we see how that goes if we switch it over to blue? Let's try it out. Ooh, that's cool, isn't it? Very different. Blue underpainting might have been better for the background. I think that is. But what about, we'll go forward. Brown. Back forward. It's doing a good job with that snow too. Okay, I'm going to stick to blue. Which means we need to amp up the power of the deer. Deer power. Okay, and we need to fill in some of these. Add a little bit of snow on some of the branches. Okay, and we need some snow on... Oh, shall we move Rocky over? I feel like Rocky should have just been put on the background layout. Let's do it. See? Good to have the option that I cannot do on my canvas of cutting that off and pasting that in. And finishing off that selection. And so I could even have my own rock layer. Now let's get this Rocky too. Let's get our polyline Rocky. We're gonna switch this to add. This might be a bit easier with a mousey. Give us, okay, Control X, Control V, and finish off that selection, and let's merge those two together. Merge with layer below. Shall we move that to, yeah, merge with layer below, so all the background is now together. Oh, we've started another thing. Let's not do that. Let's go back to our brush. Okay, let's put some snow in here on the rocks. I am going to come back with some... I need to address something with that leg in a minute. I like how this is piling up here too. Just gonna give give it a little bit of smudging with this palette knife. I can take the paint off and then we can just use it as a blending tool, which is really cool also. That's a bit overdone. Careful there. Don't want to lose all the dark. Okay. Back that way. Back that way. This is one of my favorite things about when you're painting is when the thing just, like, you just throw down what you kind of know goes there, right? Like there's light and there's dark blue, and then over a bit of time our brain just kind of starts making it, like where the snow's gonna be becomes like a thing, right? You can start to kind of see, okay, so this is gonna need, this is rising, this is falling, this is going behind, this bit looks wrong, that bit looks wrong, I better knock this bit back, or... Alright. Now I think we want to throw in some of these highlight yellow, very gentle. Let's see how this looks. Paint on. It's an orangey kind of yellow. We'll stay a bit away from the top there. Yeah, please make a little prayer if you're so believing. If you're a person of some faith, for my little Haku, that he comes back to us safe and healthy. I'll take all the prayers we can get, and not only does he come back to us safe and healthy, he comes back to us safe, healthy, and confident. So he no longer has fear and therefore aggression. Okay, that's looking good. And we better check I'm still in the background. I think I must be. Well, we kind of changed it a bit here. We need to get some snow on the top there. But that's alright, we can change it. We can change it. Bit of a deer shadow on that snow. And there's a couple of strong bits there. Okay, let's go back to our deer for a while. And let's see. See about filling some of these gaps. What's happening there? Why is it erasing? Is it set to erase all layers? No, that's the blend brush. How did I switch to blend? I meant eraser. Oh. That's regular brush. Why won't it let me have eraser? There we go. some foot chopping here for the snow. That one needs a little bit of a shape, doesn't it? How are we doing for time? Oh, it is almost getting close to time. Let's get some of this brown and... Okay, ladybug landed in my hand. I'm just going to put her in the garden. Want to pay me help? Okay. Let's keep going here. What are we doing? Selecting this color. And we're going to work a little bit around here. And I think we need to clarify here a little bit on the head. And we've changed the trees in the background, but that's okay. Get some grey in here. The chest is a bit light, isn't it? We might do a little bit of blending as we get. I've got an idea here. I'm going to make a layer just to block this out. I'm just going to make a big brush. Let's go to that wet one. We're just going to block out that blue through the deer by painting on a layer underneath it, so we get rid of it and make it grey. And paint density needs to go up, otherwise that's not doing it. I think we need a bit darker too. That's better. It did look kind of good there with that blue coming through. I kind of like it, but we really want that deer. We could do it another way and just make it a little bit orange under there. different kind of tones. Under the deer. Okay, let's merge those down. Alright, it is 9 o'clock, so we better... Last adjustments. Merge with layer below. Last adjustments. Okay, so I just want to change the head a little bit. I want a darker segment. Oh, not like that. Not like that. Darker segment up here. Change the shape of this a little bit. I want to add a little bit more here. Take off a little bit of that light there. Add a little bit of grey. And just trim down. Alright, maybe a little bit of smudging and then we'll call it a day. We might leave the deer. No, we won't. We'll just give it a little... No, I don't like that type of smudging. Not below the snow out of it. Try that canvas blender. Okay, last bit is, let's just use a little bit of snow in the background here to draw out and there looks like there's something that shouldn't be there, like that. Too much. think we're going to have to call that a day. Let's have a look with our menus gone. Go big, we'll get this done. Alright, and there's our study of the deer portrait for today. Thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you did do the study of the deer with us, please send us a picture of your deer. I would love to see what it looks like. My email is above my head, and if you would like to suggest a topic, you can send that with it. Please also do like, subscribe, and share this. We need to get more viewers. We need more viewers. It really helps. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend. Prayers for Haku when you have time. Thank you very much, and have a good week. Bye-bye. Bye.